Alrighty, folks, here we go. Installment number 91, some practice questions dealing with our favorite things, which were rates and unit rates in this unit. So we're going to understand rates and unit rates. We're going to calculate rates, and we're going to put them in context. Mostly what we're going to be doing here is just some calculation stuff, because those are the most typical type of questions you're going to get with it. Example 1, a grocery store is advertising pork chops at $5 per 400-gram package. What is a unit rate, or which is a unit rate for this situation? Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of rates that are quoted here. They're all the same units, but they're all different numbers. So one of them is correct and the rest aren't, and they're all given as dollars per kilogram, and we have here dollars per gram, and it's not a unit rate because it's per 400 grams. So in one unit analysis calculation, we should be able to fix all that up here. So we want to take $5 per 400 grams and convert it into dollars per 1 kilogram. Okay, so we just do a unit conversion. 400 grams is, well, let's remember, we got 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram, and we put the grams on top of the ratio so that we can cancel out those units. And then we're just going to take 5 times 1,000 and then divide it by 400. Okay, so let's see what we get. We get 5 times 1,000 over 400 is 5,000 divided by 400, and it's going to be in dollars per kilogram, and that would be a rate but not a unit rate. So I've got to take my 5,000 and divide by 400. Let's see, let's get rid of some of those zeros. So it's 50 divided by 4, which I think is $12.50, isn't it? So we get $12.50 per kilogram. So it looks like option C is correct here. My guess would be the incorrect values. Look at this one, they've got you scaled way off by 1,000 in case you went to dollars per gram and thought that was right. And then these two are probably based on multiplying these numbers instead of dividing them in some way or having that ratio upside down. Okay, so just be careful, make sure you stick to your unit analysis and it'll all come through pretty clearly. Car dealerships often quote fuel efficiency using different metrics. A new Toyota is quoted as having a fuel economy of 70. Let's write this down so we don't lose our numbers here. So the new Toyota is quoting as having a fuel efficiency of 7.7 liters per 100 kilometers. Okay, and as we saw in our last installment, that's the standard way to represent fuel efficiency in Canada. And a new Honda is quoted as having a fuel economy of 33 miles per gallon. And that's sort of the way that it's represented in the US. And that's, you still see those in Canada sometimes, but because people are more familiar with the MPG than they are with the liter per 100 kilometer. Okay, so it's miles per gallon. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to convert these into the same units and maybe get a unit rate so that we can compare them a little more easily. So let's go with liters per 100 kilometer because we are in Canada. So I'm going to take 7.7 and I'm going to divide it by 1,000. And that's going to give me 0.0077 liters per kilometer. And that's a unit rate right there. Okay? And then we're going to have to convert our miles per gallon into liters per 100 kilometers. So they gave us the conversion factors here. So I'm going to have to multiply by 2 conversion factors to get this to work out. I've got 1.6 kilometers per 1 mile, and that'll cancel out the miles. And then I've got 1 gallon per 3.8 liters, and that'll cancel out the gallons when I write that one that way. So I've got to take 33, multiply by 1.6, and divide by 3.8. Because the 3.8 is in the denominator, and that will give me my unit rate here. Okay, so that's going to give me an answer of 13.89, roughly. Now look at what's funny about this. That's going to give me in kilometers on top per liter, whereas the other one was in liters per kilometer. So to get this one correct, I've got to take the reciprocal of that. So 1 divided by that number So 1 divided by 13.89, and I've got 0.072 roughly. So this gives me 0.072. Okay, and that's going to be liters per kilometer. All right, so if we're comparing, they look a little bit off here, but let's play a game of spot the teacher's mistake. That was supposed to be per 100 kilometers, not per 1,000. So there it is. Now they're a little closer. Which one uses less fuel per 100 kilometer or per kilometer? It's going to be the Honda. So this one is more fuel efficient in that case. Okay. So all the same stuff we looked at before, just some questions. Hope that's helpful.